What led to that actual initial founding of Siri?
So from 93, I probably built 50 different versions of assistants. And on 9/9/99 at 9 o'clock, my small team had a public showing where we had six different assistants working together seamlessly. We had a kitchen assistant who could control your refrigerator by voice. We had a television you could talk to and not only ask questions about the TV, but you could control your whole house. So if the phone rang, you didn't have to answer it. You could just pick up your TV remote and say, send it to voicemail, and then play it back over the speaker of the TV later on, etc. We had two for the car. We had two for the office, all interacting. So as you're driving, your refrigerator can tell you you're out of orange juice, that kind of thing. So for years in research, I worked on voice assistants and intelligent assistants of various sorts for military applications, robotics, IoT kinds of use cases, and more. In the mid 2000s, I led the largest AI project in government history. So DARPA funded a $250 million 400-person project with 27 of the top universities in the land, Stanford, MIT, everyone. And my role was kind of VP engineering of this entire project. The goal was to build an assistant who could learn in the wild. So the idea was DARPA, they didn't want to build a system that could do anything in particular. They wanted to build an assistant that could learn new tasks, learn new knowledge just by interacting and observing its user, and really become a system that could learn to do anything on the fly with no code changes. So all of this is in the background. There was a person named Dag Kitlaus who I had been working with and actually building assistants while he was leading the X products group at Motorola. And Motorola was having some troublesome times. SRI, where I was working, managed to entice him to leave Motorola and come join as an EIR, entrepreneur in residence. And he roamed the halls of SRI talking to all the scientists, trying to find technologies he could build a business around. And when we met and he saw my latest incarnation of Siri, a voice assistant, he's like, that could be a business. And so with help from Norman Winarski, who was kind of the venture lead at SRI, we put together a business plan. We brought in Tom Gruber, an external AI expert and designer. And the three of us, Doug, Tom, and myself, started a company in end of 2007, early 2008. So 15 years after my initial prototype. And with the iPhone, just to set context, the iPhone had just been released in 2007. Half the people in the world thought that that was going to fail. They said only a phone company can make something as complex as a phone. Apple's a music player company. They make this little iPod thing. It's this big. But when I saw it, I knew, because I had made predictions from years ago, that there would be a new revolution that would come into computing for mobile use case. And when I saw it, I was like, this is exactly what I've been waiting for. 2 years from now, every handset manufacturer, telco, anyone in the phone business is going to be desperate to compete with Apple, because Apple has just won the game. So I said, how do you beat Apple in that environment where everyone is desperate? What do you need? I go, well, the iPhone has a small screen. You can't see a lot. And the bandwidth is really, really slow. It used to take a minute on 3G when you click the link for that round trip to happen. So, to buy something, maybe 10 clicks, that's 10 minutes. No one's going to do it. And it was hard to type on the keyboard, right? So I said, this Siri idea I've been working on for 15 years might be just a thing, because in one step, you could say, get me 2 tickets to the Warriors game tomorrow night, and it'll say done, right? I don't have to type. I don't need a lot of screen real estate. It even works without a screen. So Siri as a company was built, in a sense, to be sold to the competitors of Apple, who are going to be desperate to one-up the iPhone. So the iPhone was the trigger event that I said, I now know what the world will be like in 2 years. I'm going to build for that. And I think the timing of Siri is a huge factor to why were we successful. If we had started it 5 years earlier, we would have certainly failed. Probably 5 years later, we would have been too late.